Welcome back to my Transformers Prime episode reviews. Today we're taking a look at the episode Grill. In this episode, Agent Fowler is chewed out by his superior, General Bryce, after the recent events in the previous episode. We begin with Agent Fowler being called into General Bryce's office to answer about recent events.
Perhaps we should begin with the demise of Optimus Prime.
This may come as a huge shock if you haven't seen the last episode, but it seems they are once again confusing Optimus Prime for Nemesis Prime. Although this time I can kind of forgive them, because Nemesis Prime is a darkened and desaturated version of Optimus Prime's character model. So he does kind of look like a dead Optimus Prime, which of course turns gray when he dies. Like I mentioned in my last Prime review, this episode is the first clip show of the series, where Agent Fowler basically catches up General Bryce on the events and characters of the show so far. By the way, General Bryce is played by Robert Forster, a highly accomplished actor who you may know as Arthur Petrelli in Heroes, Ed in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, or Max Cherry in Jackie Brown.
Our transforming visitors are autonomous robotic organisms from the planet Cybertron.
We are autonomous robotic organisms from the planet Cybertron.
I like how we get a quick montage of some of Fowler's greatest moments, including his little Star Wars homage, and all the times Decepticons have scanned his aircraft.
Not again! Not this again!
Fowler then gives us a roll call of all the members of Team Prime. And I like how Fowler mentions during the War for Cybertron when referencing when Bumblebee lost his voice, which seems like a cute little nod to the video game, which is supposed to be in continuity with this show. Although in the games, Bumblebee actually lost his voice between the events of War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. I guess they didn't want to pay Johnny Young Bosch to come back. Fowler accidentally lets it slip that the kids are at the base, but he quickly plays it off. I especially love Miko's quick little montage here. She definitely seems to have more clips in this episode than most of the other humans, so I'm guessing the showrunners were a fan of her character too. I know she sometimes gets slagged for being annoying, but I definitely found her more fun than annoying. After all, if I were a human in a Transformers cartoon, and I knew it, I would definitely act just like her. Well, for the most part.
They forge meaningful bonds with the bots.
Where's RC?
Ugh, why don't you just marry her?
This is called shipping, Agent Fowler. Fowler then covers the Decepticons, starting with Megatron, and mentioning how he helped save the planet in the battle against Unicron.
It defies all logic, Bill. Dark Energon? Then you go on record saying that you believe in magical horses with horns on their heads.
What?
I used to wonder what friendship could be.
Fowler then tells us about Starscream and his wavering loyalty, leading into a discussion of the Decepticons' general inability to stay in line with Megatron's vision.
And you don't think we could take advantage of the chaos? Motivate a Decepticon to join our cause?
Now this was kind of interesting. Obviously the episode hints at how Dreadwing could be turned good. Maybe it's because I was recently watching Emperor Kumquat's video on Breakdown, but he is the one that I thought of when General Bryce mentioned this. I think this would be a pretty interesting theory to explore, maybe when I have the time. Who knows? Maybe if it wasn't for his voice actor's contract running out, Breakdown might have survived his fight with Arachnid and somehow joined the Autobots afterwards. It's exciting to think about how the events of the show may have changed had Breakdown allied himself with Team Prime. But again, that's something I'll have to think about, and maybe do a video on at a later date. For now, I'd suggest checking out Emperor Kumquat's video on the topic, and hearing what he has to say about it. So we end this episode with Fowler testifying to Optimus Prime's character, and summarizing the overarching plot of this season. And I love how Optimus pokes his head in the window. It reminds me of when he was in Sam's backyard in the first live-action movie.
General Bryce here just needs to confirm the state of your health and welfare.
I am fine, General Bryce. How are you?
I'm well, soldier.
Aw, so cute. Well, as far as clip shows go, this was very enjoyable. These types of episodes are usually done to save money, often so that the production can splurge on a more expensive episode later on. And this season actually has 2 clip shows in it, the only ones in the entire series. So they must be saving up for something big. I like how we got to see some of Fowler's workings within the government. Usually we just see him show up to either yell at the Autobots or to lend assistance. This is kind of the only time that we get to see some of the bureaucracy behind the scenes that he has to deal with, at least that I can recall. It's also helped that this episode is basically held up by 2 great actors, proving that 2 people just sitting in a room having a conversation can be entertaining with the right talent. Well, let me know what you thought of this episode down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you here next week for the next episode of Transformers Prime, Armada. Not to be confused with the series Armada. No, this is the episode where Starscream creates an army of clones of himself. Wait a minute. Am I reading the wrong description? Didn't we just do that episode in Transformers Animated last week? And now they're reusing the same idea again in Prime? Well, I guess I'll see you back here next week for that.
So, where's Optimus?
On a scouting mission with Bumblebee. Sorry to disappoint.
And I wore heels and everything.
Mom!
If I see another clump of cottage cheese or a spinach leaf, I think I'm gonna scream.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you're in luck. I made reservations at La Rouge.
Oh, thank God.
Well, of course I come up at your little boys' club. You know, you always thought that you were better than me because you were nominated for Emmys. Well, I would have been nominated too, but I was just too hot to be taken seriously.
She's a dental hygienist. She'll know exactly what to do.
Hi, Ted.
Hi, Mrs. Jensen. How are you?
You okay?
Yeah.
Holy! Shh! Charlie could have warned me.
Mom, meet my science fiction club.